Why are you a conservative, sir?
Well, I used to be a Democrat, but unfortunately the Democrats went too far to the left, and the Republicans moved into their position that the Democrats were 40 years ago. See, and so what the Democrats believed 40 years ago, the Republicans believe today. And so I realized that I had to go to a Republican because the Democrats just got too far off the trail. They just got completely off the trail and lost all reality of what America stood for. And so I realized that Republicans at this point in time are more focused on what is best for America than what the Democrats are.
I always say this, you cannot ever deny success. You just have to give your respect, even if it's not your thing. Don't have the humility to give it up for enormous success on any level.
I agree.
Trump, not my choice, didn't vote for him, but somehow,
a lot of people did.
And he's, I can't deny the success.
I can't either.
Yeah.
And he's the president.
Wow. That's where we're at in this country. Liberals, Democrats, they can't deny President Trump's success. Are y'all hearing this? Yeah. This is where we're at. This is where we are at. And they are admitting it. I told y'all, they can't deny it.
I'm standing in front of the White House right now, and I just want to challenge every pastor that sees this video to pray for our president, pray for America, and pray for what is happening in our country right now. So, Father, I thank you right now for this day, and I pray that you would touch our president, God, that you would touch this nation, that your Holy Spirit would be with us all, God. I thank you for what you're doing, and I pray that souls will be saved in Jesus' name. Amen.
Want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Hey. Why this beat so cold?
We will make America proud again. When you try to kill our we will make America wealthy again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
Oh boy, they just can't deny it, huh? What a time to be alive, man. Big things are happening right now. Big wins. Man. They just can't deny it. When it comes to President Trump, this administration, they can't deny it, you know. Trump arriving back at the White House a couple of hours ago, literally at 3 a.m. this morning. He went nearly 40 hours, hardly getting any sleep at all, and finalized the most significant peace deal most Americans have ever seen in their lifetimes. An absolute titan. Oh boy. You know. And as you can see, the world right now is praising President Trump. And again, we see the left and liberals, you can't make them happy. But even some of them are happy and love what President Trump is doing. As you can see, they're even saying we can't deny President Trump's success. You know. But this is what Trump did in the past 24 hours. A truly machine. In the past 24 hours, as the hostages were freed in a peace deal he brokered, President Trump flew to Israel, spoke to the press, met with Israeli leaders, spoke to the press, met with families of the hostages, delivered an hour-long speech. I think he did an interview, flew to Egypt, met with the Egyptian president, spoke to the press, took photos, chatted individual with dozens of world leaders, signed the historic Gaza peace deal, delivered another speech, met probably with world leaders, flew back to the U.S. Our great president of peace. Oh boy. And again, I'll play it again. Look at Bill Maher sitting up here, drink off his drink.
Even if it's not your thing. I always say this, you cannot ever deny success. You just have to give your respect, even if it's not your thing. Don't have the humility to give it up for enormous success on any level.
I agree.
Trump, not my choice, didn't vote for him, but
my choice.
But a lot of people did.
And he's, I can't deny the success.
I can't either.
Yeah.
And he's the president.
And he's the.
And y'all know this, and this was recent. I mean, a couple hours ago, but we see him say week before last, saying, you know, man, maybe I was wrong about Trump. Matter of fact, I think a lot of us were wrong. What they told us and what they said, everything's gonna crash and burn. He's gonna destroy America. We were wrong. We said the tariffs were gonna do this and that. We were wrong. We were actually wrong about President Trump. Hey. And now he comes out saying this a couple of hours ago. You know? Yeah, buddy. And Trump has people praising him as well down there in Memphis. Let's check this out.
Fool, I ain't even gonna care when I say this, bruh. But since they brought the National Guard down to Memphis, I ain't heard no screeching tires out late at night. I ain't heard no gunshots. These folks really putting belt to ass right now. That don't mean that crime ain't going on. But these folks really got these folks scared to go outside now. Like, this shit.
Hey man, we got the kids back outside. All I want to say is, Trump, you're doing your big thing, man. We got the kids back outside on their bikes. The lawnmower's back going, the dog's back barking. Memphis is looking real good out here, man. Hey man, you did your big one, man. Appreciate you for helping cleaning up Memphis. Hey, MPD, well, I don't even know what to say about y'all. I done walked to the store. Y'all got me a bag of ice. I ain't walked to the store in about 20 years. You ain't got to worry about no.
Man, so I ain't been able to walk down to the store in about 20 years.
Pow, pow, pow. You ain't got to worry about no ducking. You ain't got to worry about them fins doing all that old shit. Man, it's beautiful. I'm talking about the traffic back going.
Y'all know I got about 5 uncles just like this. Shout out to this brother here, man. I got about 5 uncles just like this I can call right now. And they the exact same way.
I'm talking about the kids back outside. Hey, make Memphis great again, goddammit. Hey, it's a good thing, man. I love when the plan come together. Hey, Tag Force, keep doing what you're doing. Hey, Trump, y'all keep doing what you're doing. National Guard, y'all keep doing what you're doing. Hey.
Oh, man, you just can't make it up, man. Now, we got a video coming on this. Alyssa Farr Griffin says she will wear a MAGA hat on the show of The View, The Spew. If Trump did what? If he gets the Israeli hostages out, I promise I will wear a MAGA hat one day on the show.
One day on the show and say, thank you for, say, I'm not going to be apocalyptic. It's not changing a tune. It's not making every single thing a 5-alarm fire. Yeah. If he does good, if he gets the Israeli hostages out, I promise I will wear a MAGA hat for one day on the show and say, thank you for doing it. Yeah. She'll knock it right off my head. But like, you have to be able to cheer for wins when they happen and then call out relentlessly the wrongdoing. Well,
you have to be able to cheer for wins when they happen. I think that went over a lot of y'all's head, you know?
Yes, it's him. He got me out. He got the hostages out. Before we felt like nothing is happening, you know? And I remember for me, ever since he came into the road, they were very scared of him. Yeah, they wanted...
Who?
Terrorists.
We're afraid of Trump.
Yeah, they wanted Kamala to be chosen, to be elected.
They afraid of that president right there. They afraid of President Trump.
Politics with them?
Yeah. They wanted Kamala to be elected.
Wow.
But as soon as Donald Trump was elected, they understood that he wants to bring the hostages back home. Yeah. So immediately the way they treated me changed. So if it's the amount of food, I could say this, that when Trump became president, yeah, the way they treated us changed. For me, personally, this is what I
think
felt.
because they anticipated that a deal would come soon.
Yeah.
And that's when they started giving you more food.
Exactly. More food, treated me better, you know, stopped cursing me, stopped spitting on me.
They were spitting and cursing?
Yeah.
Were they beating you?
No, never. I was never, except the 7th of October, I was never abused physically. But I...
Wow. A former hostage revealed Hamas was scared of Trump and wanted Kamala to be elected. Today's release happened because the terrorists knew what was coming. God bless President Trump and praying for lasting peace. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. But that brings us into this part of the video, and it's even called Holy Crap, They Can't Even Deny It Anymore. And I couldn't wait to check this out. Meme of the day. So I'm telling my grandkids, this is Maxine Waters. Let's jump in, family.
Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Yeah, you know, this right over here, this happens very, very rarely. And so when it does, you know, I gotta make a video on it. NBC News, of all outlets, actually did some real journalism, some real field reporting. I know it's a wild concept, right? Journalistic outlets doing their damn job fairly, covering important stories instead of focusing on the next fake hysteria manufactured crisis, the next phony nothing burger scandal that they tend to put so much emphasis on to distract from all the good that's happening. Well, I guess every now and then, although extremely rarely, maybe 1% of the time, they do some journalism, they do some reporting that's actually worth something. And that's exactly what happened here as NBC News tells the truth in a rare moment of honesty. One of their field reporters actually went to the border and admitted what we've been saying all along, that Trump fixed Joe Biden's little border crisis in a matter of weeks. Finally, some coverage.
You know, they can't deny it, man. Trump has just turned this thing around. Whether you love it or hate it. And hey, you know, might be a liberal Democrat watching today's show that doesn't like what Trump has done to the border. You might not like that there's, you know, no border crossings here and on this side, and, you know, that we might have, you know, hey, but you can't deny it. Just saying. You know? You can't deny that Trump did this and that and that and that. He did it, you know? And people are saying, well, man, I actually love that President Trump did it. But all I'm saying is you can't deny it. The man told you what he was going to do, and he did it. The man told you about the nuclear program, and hey, you got a tweet at 11 o'clock at night. He told you. He's been saying it for so long. And put them B-2 bombers in the sky, didn't he? He's been saying it for how long? Don't be surprised. I mean, man.
On the actual results of this administration, and there's this naive neoliberal notion that I think is really collapsing before us, a concept that applies to many different issues. Let me show you guys exactly what I mean by that. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks, so take a look at this segment from NBC News as they cover what's happening on the ground at Eagle Pass.
Trump says he secured the border.
Nobody's coming into our country now. We have the border totally stopped.
We're here in Texas to see what those changes look like on the ground.
We've got the most controlled border we've ever had in the history, and in my lifetime in the Border Patrol, and we're going to continue getting there.
In Eagle Pass, Texas, during the Biden administration, more than 2,000 migrants crossed into the U.S. and
we all know we reported on this like what 3-4 times in the past like 2-3 days. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, a night and day difference. We actually know who's running the country, and you can't deny that. We actually know who's running the country. Night and day difference. Whether you like what he's doing or what he's already done, whether you like the policies, whether you love it, you can't deny it. It's a night and day difference. You actually know who's running the country.
Single day. But now, under President Trump's policies, officers encounter just 20 migrants a day here. So the last time I was in Eagle Pass was 2 years ago, almost to the date. And I saw more migrants crossing at a single point in one day than I had in, at that point, 9 years of covering immigration. They were cutting through this barbed wire here and coming across the Rio Grande, sometimes with parents holding their children on their backs as they crossed the water. We saw a lot of rescues. We saw people bleeding as they came under this barbed wire right here. And then we saw hundreds gather under a bridge. They were taken in, processed, processed and then released either to ICE or elsewhere to pursue their asylum claims. Now, it's a total change.
People aren't taking that risk to come across because the end of catch and release is a deterrent in itself. And then with the level of prosecutions we're doing for smugglers and for those entering the country illegally, you add that added deterrence.
We've been out here half the day now, haven't seen a soul. We patrolled the river, haven't seen anyone there either. What we're seeing and what we're hearing from the Border Patrol chief and the agents on the ground here is that anyone who crosses now is arrested, prosecuted, and turned back over into Mexico. You simply cannot cross through here anymore and claim asylum, no matter what your claim is.
And I want to focus on one specific quote. Quote, "The last time I was in Eagle Pass was 2 years ago. I saw more migrants crossing a single point in one day than I had in 9 years of covering immigration. Now that is a total change." In other words, Trump did what Biden, Obama, Bush, and Clinton, and frankly every other DC sellout, has refused to do for decades. And all this time, all these big-brained politicians with their Ivy League degrees have told us the issue is so complex. Oh, it's so difficult, it's unfixable. The only way we could fix it is with massive spending increases or total reform to the immigration system. But what a crock of shit that was. This crisis has existed, and it was exacerbated, especially in the Biden era, because politicians didn't want to fix it. They chose chaos. They chose open borders. They chose foreign interests, globalist interests, and multinational corporation interest above American citizens, American safety, American sovereignty. The allure of cheap labor for corporations, and especially on the left-wing side, the allure of future voters for the Democrat Party, I guess was just too good to not indulge in. And well, now I guess the charade is over. All it took really was the snap of a finger, the signing of a pen. All it took was actually one thing: sending a signal of enforcement, real consequences, real deportations, no more catch and release scams, no more games. And this brings me to that naive neoliberal concept, this gaslighting that's gone on for really a few decades here. All these academic type thinkers telling us that policing doesn't work. You can't arrest your way out of a problem. Deportations don't deter illegal migration. In fact, enforcing the law just makes things worse. Well, guess what? They lied. It's been a lie. The proof's in the pudding. Look at what's happening now. The minute the US government actually got off its own frickin' behind and started enforcing the law again, border traffic collapsed. Illegal entry is at near zero. Human smuggling, human trafficking is down, cratered. And of course, the cartels are taking that damage. In other words, consequences work. And of course, on the interior of the country, it's the same thing. The exact same thing is happening. Now, as ICE is knocking on people's doors, they've got judicial warrants and pretty much broad authority to confirm whether people are illegal migrants or not. Another message is being sent. It doesn't just end at the border. You may think you're smart and you could sneak into the country, you could get by the border, but that is just the first hurdle. When in the country, at least under this administration, unless things change and the left wins again and then opens the border, this administration, these federal officers will not stop. They will find you and they will deport you. And of course, the left says, oh, well, black and brown people are terrified. Ooh. But you have nothing to fear if you're black or brown. You only have something to fear if you are illegal, breaking the law, criminal entry into the country. There's a big difference. A difference that clearly the left is trying to conflate. They post clips like this and expect us to be outraged. Oh, the horror.
What do you mean overstay?
An overstay.
I don't know what that is.
Where were you born? And don't lie to me.
I'm from California, dude.
Don't lie to me. Where were you born?
California.
Okay, so we're going to take you in and verify your information.
No, you're not, dude.
Yes,
no, you're not.
Yes, we are.
I haven't done anything wrong.
You just told me that's you who I have here.
Yeah.
Okay, so then that's you. You just told me that's you.
But that doesn't make me an illegal or anything.
Open up. Right. Turn around, you're going to get the dog. Turn around.
I haven't done anything.
This is Trump's America. As if that's a bad thing. You know, that's a good thing. Look at the guy answering the questions. Obviously, they know exactly who he is. They've identified him. They confirmed his identity. They know he's overstayed his visa and he's trying to play stupid and clearly hesitating in his answers and lying. Oh, I was born in California. Yeah, I'm hitting the doubt button. But again, if you're legal, if you're an American citizen, you're fine. You have no issues. If you can confirm to border agents that you have the proper papers or you are a citizen, you have no issue. But if you're clearly lying, if you're clearly illegal, well, you're going to run into some issues. And that's not fascism. That's basic enforcement of law. That's how every country on earth operates. I mean, even Mexico deports all the illegal migrants. But the moment America starts enforcing its immigration laws, suddenly it's racism and fascism.
Nazis. You know, we're evil. Ooh, Hitler, dictator. We're a bunch of fascists. Give us a break.
Me with this BS. And obviously there's an ulterior motive, and that motive is a political one or economic one. It simply cannot be accepted as the standard. And now it no longer is, rightfully so, and yes, it struck fear into the hearts of people who are doing things the wrong way. That's a good thing. And it's not just happening on immigration, I think it's also happening with Antifa. Once the Trump DOJ made it clear that political terrorism has consequences, you might face 25 years in prison. Once they started grabbing these clowns off the streets, well, notice how things have kind of calmed down. A lot of the aggressive tactics they've used in the past have seriously subsided. Sure, they're present in Portland and other places, but I think they're really slowly starting to realize it's not worth it, especially since the whole thing is a political gaslighting campaign. They're not actually fighting any real fascism. They're little LARPers, and now I think they're scared little kittens. Either that or they're having wake-up calls. Here's a perfect example.
You're cleaning up this pole. It's got a ton of posted to it.
All Trump, ICE. Yeah, I mean, there was somebody's phone number and address on here a while ago. I don't know whose that is, but that ain't good.
So what's your name?
My name's Austin, man.
And why are you out here, Austin?
I used to go to the Antifa riots back, like, you know, pre-COVID, during COVID and stuff.
You did? Yeah. You were on their side.
Yeah, and then, you know, a lot of the guys were kind of getting wrapped up and going to jail, and I mean, everybody kind of disbanded, but, dude, seeing people like David Medina come out here consistently and like show their support, I'm just here to hopefully spread the word of Christ and do a little bit of the Lord's work while I'm doing it. So
Exactly. So the guy's talking about how he used to be Antifa, but then all of his friends started getting arrested, and now he's turned his life to Jesus. Now, that's much more commendable than the path that probably most of these Antifa losers will take, but I think the message is still pretty clear. Some may turn their focus to Jesus, and others, well, they'll probably turn their focus to, I don't know, trying to unionize at Starbucks or something. The point is, fear has been struck in their hearts. They can no longer get away with their terroristic actions, and that is a good thing. It's like I've been saying for years, it's really not complicated. Enforcement of laws works. Look at Singapore. I'm not saying that we want to become a police surveillance state, but clearly, punishing wrongdoers works. It works in Japan. It works in most modern countries. But for some reason, there's been this neoliberal spell that's been cast on all of these ideological thinkers that enforcement of law is a futile effort to curb crime. And thankfully, I think slowly that notion is being dispelled. Anyways, that's what I got.
I tell you, man. But hey, with everything, all I can tell you is, hey, you just can't deny it. I love y'all. God bless you and your family. And I will catch y'all on the next one. Peace and love, you guys.